Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes weekly webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today from our friends at Stamperia, I have a fantastic collection. This is the Create Happiness collection, and it makes this wonderful mixed media journal. I've also used it on a card, so I have so much more to show you, but to get you started, here is one of the pages in my journal. So I have lots more to show you. Come back and play with us. All right, so let's take a little flip through this mixed media journal. It is a 6x9 journal, and there are printed pages inside of it, and there's a total of 80 pages. It's great for a traveler's journal because it has this little closure right here. We open this up. It's got this ring binder, which is great for opening and removing your pages so you can do things to them. Got this beautiful music note paper. There are multiples of each one. Of course, you can take these out and mix them up however you want to have them in your journal. There's this one, it's got kind of a crackle, sort of a distressed look to it. And then we've got like this great book print here. And this one's sort of a stone finish. It almost looks like it's got a marble lining, marble lines rather. And then we've got this barn wood. And then we've got this cool sort of torn paper, the tapestry print on it. And then we've got this one with all these labels and lined pieces of paper. And then we've got this one, which is so cool. It's got the script writing on it. It's got the cancellation stamps on it. It's got a lot of things going on. It's kind of a really nice, rich, ecru-y beige color. This one is the back cover, but it's kind of got a wrinkled paper going on. All right, let's see what else we've got. We've also got our Welcome Home scrapbooking pad. There are 10 double-sided sheets of paper. This is 8x8. You've even got, now you could use the inside front cover here. This could be an all-over paper. I used it on something coming up where I just cut out these flowers. Got these beautiful pages. This is really meant to cut apart and use on your cards and your journals. I mean, here we've got a cool border, we've got the butterflies, and we've got this wreath going on. You can utilize the text as well. On the back of that, we've got the all-over print. And then we've got this really sort of storybook cottage here that's beautiful with the barn wood and the storybook page on the back. And this beautiful little country scene with the little houses. I love the wheelbarrow with the houses in it. And then we've got the beautiful barn wood, the little teacup with houses. It's just very storybook. And we've got our little garden gate here with our sweet little basket on our bike. Beautiful. I love the border here as well. And we've got, of course, this beautiful floral border, and then we've got the little window with the kitty. And we've got this great sort of textured looking background here. And I love the little tea party setup. And then we've got some cutouts with blanks on the back, which is nice. Cutouts of the clocks as well. And then the back cover, oops, I missed one. Lots of little greeting cutouts and things, and then the back cover, more cutouts. So this is packed with so many things, you guys. Then we've got two different things of rub-ons. These are wonderful borders, and then we've got this gorgeous floral and butterfly border. And then we've got some fantastic die cuts or chipboard, and I've taken them out of the package here. And it's pretty much those same kind of scenes, except we've got a few extra things like stacked teacups, lots of little houses. Here's that kitty in a window, some really cool hot air balloons, little animals, lots of butterflies and bugs and birds, another dog. So many great little chipboard images here. All right, so I think we've got everything. Let's get on to this. I decorated the cover, all right? So for the cover, I added the rub-on borders here. There's just a single of each border, but we can just mix them. So I added this loopy border along the top, and along the bottom, the dot border. And I'll talk about these in a moment to give you a little demonstration. And then I used the little 4-inch wide paper doily. They come in a little pack like this. I think there's 20 in a pack. I used that to kind of ground my die cut. So I like to have something layered there so my die cut isn't just sort of, or my chipboard die cut isn't just sort of floating. So it's grounded by that doily, which goes really nicely with the little teacups. Once I did the little stacked teacups, then I glued this little bird right here, and then I foam taped, put a little piece of foam tape on the edge of this little flower, and then glued it to the edge. Glued these little guys, and then to decorate my rings, I just used our purple ribbon collection, and I just tied little knots all the way around and then trimmed the tails to about 1 inch long. There is still plenty of room to open this up and to open these up like that. So that is not a worry. All right, so the first page collection I've got here, I just wanted to keep a simple version, so I added some lace here. This is some white crochet vintage lace I just put along the bottom edge. I think it's about 1/2 inch wide. Just use regular Cosmic Shimmer glue to glue that on, and then I just trimmed the edges even. Added some of those little chipboard pieces here and here, and then I just added a little bit of ribbon on my little key. There's the lock on the opposite page, and then I've got a little doily over here that I did a little folding technique with. So this is one of our oval doilies, and you could do this with any size of doily really. And what I did was I just did a little folding. I just folded it back and forth, just that accordion fold. And depending on how many little folds you want, that's how wide you're going to be making this. Back and forth, just like we did in school. And then once I have this folded, we're going to fold it in half. As you can see, I'm not being very technical about how wide my folds are. All right, so then we're going to take it, we're going to fold it in half like this. There we go. And then I just sort of moved my folds out a little bit so they were just spread out a little bit on each side. Okay, and then just push it flat. Just like that. And then I took some Cosmic Shimmer glue, which I have right here. Grab that. Took that, and then I just sort of put a little line of glue right in here, and then glued it right here and laid it flat. And then put a couple of those chipboard die cuts on top of it. That's just really an easy technique to kind of bring in some of that lacy look on both sides of the pages. All right, I'm going to skip over to this one right here. So this one uses our little tea party page right here. Here we go. And so what we did with this was I just took this one and I tore on this side right here. And then I tore this little piece and glued it here. And then I tore around this piece. Now, I like using a water brush and just going like this, painting some water around it, and it kind of gives you a path when you're tearing. So I don't want to like do it on this one. I'm going to show you a different one so you have kind of a different technique idea. So for this border right here, if I want to tear this out, I'm just going to take my water brush. Now you could also just use any paintbrush with some water, but I like the water brush because it just feeds the water out and I don't have to keep stopping and dipping. So you're just going to squeeze some water and you're just going to go like this. You see that on there? Just sort of painted a line of water. And I just like to let it sit just for a minute. Just waiting for that to absorb a little bit. And then you have a nice little, I like to call it a little path. And it loosens up those paper fibers. And it just allows you to tear with a little bit more control because you're just following that path. And it also gives you a nice little feathered edge there. And then that's going to dry flat and you're all good to go. So that's essentially what I did on all of these pieces. I just went around like that. Now for my background here, I did something a little bit different. I took one of the pages like this. I think this is kind of the marbly page. And I did a little inking and a little stamping on it, just using things I had and just wanted to have a little fun with that. So this is Friar Brown ink. And this one is water reactive dye ink. And the water reactive part means that I can splatter this page with some water when I'm all done and give it these little watermarks, which is just cool for interest. So I'm going to show you about that. Take my little craft mat, and I've got my little applicator tool. And what's great about this technique is you do not need to be a good inker. You can just get the ink on here however you like, just like that. So you can even see that I have like little circles on there. It just doesn't even matter because we are going to be doing some splattering and things like that on there, and it just makes this technique really forgiving. All right. And then I just like to do it a little bit darker in some areas, kind of going across like this and a little bit here. And the darker you get it, the more your little splatters or watermarks are going to show up. All right. Now the next thing is I'm going to be using a stamp. This is All Over Script Stamps. This is from hot off the press. And this is a large stamp. This is like, oh gosh, how large is this? It's probably 5 by 3 inches. I should have measured, but it's pretty big. So I'm going to be using this sort of freestyle. I'm not going to be putting a stamping block on it or putting it in a stamping platform or anything like that. And I'm going to show you what I mean. I'm just going to take some of my ink here. I'm going to put it here and here, just sort of spot inking it. I'm not trying to get it all over. Then I'm going to set it down like this. Going off the edge at the top or the sides is completely fine. And then we're going to do this. See, I'm just using the surface. I haven't even taken the little protective backing off the back of the stamp because you don't need to. And it's just leaving that right there. See, now so I can do it in another little area too. I'm going to do it down here. And you can even just kind of do it like that in the middle. You can kind of like that. And it's just very faint and really sort of scaled back there. Now we're going to take the last step. This is a little sprayer, water sprayer. I'm not going to be actually using it in the spray form, so you could even just use a bowl of water. I just needed a water source for my video here. So if you have a little bowl of water, you use a mist or whatever. I'm going to spray water on my hand, and then I'm going to do this. And I like to do this as opposed to using the mister because this is a very fine mist. Okay, it's great for using powdered products and color products, really great fine mist, but I want a chunky watermark on here. All right, and you could even like shoot that with a hair dryer or a heat gun and it'll speed that up. But you can see that it is getting that watermark on there, which just makes it look even more vintage. So yes, these pages on this in these album have a lot of printing and texture and things on that, but I wanted to show you some of the pages don't, and you can sort of kick it up a little bit and have fun with that. So yeah, that's just an idea. I'm gonna let that dry. And then before like adding, I did notice before adding rub-ons on there, you wanna make sure that any inking or anything that you do, that your background paper is really, really dry. Really, really, really dry. All right. Let's move on. So we've got our background. Oh yeah, I added a little rub-on right here. And I have another one. While this paper is dry, I want to show you the rub-on. So these rub-ons are just beautiful. I love all the colors, the greens, the pinks, the kind of browns. And I like to just take a little pair of scissors and cut out around each image instead of trying to lift the protective sheet off and doing it that way and just sticking it on. Definitely don't do that. Definitely cover it. Cut it out rather. It gives you much more control over what you're putting where, and you don't accidentally transfer something. So here's a cute little butterfly. He is so cute. I'm going to put him right down here. And we're going to kind of go opposite of this one. I'm going to put him down. I like to just use a little bone folder. And as I said, if you're adding some to the page like we just did, really make sure your paper is very dry. Even after inking, by inking even, you're just adding moisture. Even if you didn't do the water technique, you're adding a little bit of moisture to your paper, and boy, these rub-ons don't like that moisture. So make sure it's very, very dry, and then you're not gonna have any problem transferring. Peeling this off, just like that. Very, very easy, very simple to do, and they're just so beautiful, you guys. All right, here's my last page idea. So for this one, you guys, this is that great wood texture, really, really pretty. So for on this one, I used some gingham 6x6 papers. I just took one sheet and I tore about 2 inches and glued it along the top of each side. Of course, I removed them from this book. And then I took a little bit of pink ink, petal pink, and I used that same applicator and just used my little round applicator and just did this at the bottom. And then I did a little bit of that splattering technique along the bottom edge, you can see there as well. And then I added my rub-ons when this was very, very dry. Added my rub-ons right along the corners here. And then I just took a pen. Okay, this is like a micron pen, 0.05, very fine tip. And I just added a little bit of line art, little stitch and dot along the top. Added some dots around here, around all the little beautiful rub-ons. And then I just added a little something here, a little Wordsworth, just said, write, fill your paper with breathings of your heart. So I just wanted to add something, just a little quote there. And I did it in my very sloppy handwriting, but you know what? It's my handwriting. So embrace it, right? And that was that on that one. So I also wanted to show you guys, I forgot, I'm gonna go backwards, about these rub-ons, okay, the borders. And for the borders, same thing. I'm gonna cut them apart like this, as opposed to just trying to do it like this. Oh, I'm just gonna lay that right there and just do that one. No, 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 no. Don't do that. I have messed up so many rub-ons, you guys, and I say this every single time I work with rub-ons now when I'm demonstrating. Don't do that. Cut them out. Take that extra couple of minutes, cut it out so that you're not accidentally transferring more than you want. All you need to do is put a little pressure from your hand on it, and sometimes it'll just transfer and it's just a disaster. All right, so for this one, I could just put a little bit going down here at the bottom. Where's my bone folder? Here it is. And you can just transfer. This is not ideal to transfer it in this book like this, but we're gonna go for it. Because I can see there's some die cuts on the other side of it. I'm just gonna take it out of here like I should. All right, let's do this properly. All right, so we're going to take this and we're just going to use our bone folder. All right, and it's just going to transfer so nicely. And then you can take the other side and do something similar on the other side. But I just wanted to give you that little demonstration. All right, and I also wanted to show you guys really quick how I used these elements on a card. So I went back to my beautiful little paper pack right here, and I wanted to use this one on a card. I actually took my little Friar Brown ink because it goes so nicely with this collection. and I just inked the edges. This is a 5 by 6.5 inch card. And I'm just going to put a little bit glue, just using my Cosmic Shimmer. That right there. And then these are cutouts. These are cutouts that are from the inside front cover and from the back cover. And one of those. And they've also got a little chipboard cat, which is just adorable. So we're going to do a really quick little card here that's kind of got a collage look to it. And collage meaning it's just kind of things that appear to be random, and they're put together on the same project, but they're not random because they come from the same collection and they're meant to go together. Just like that. We're going to take these little boots, just like this. And then we've got some of these beautiful little flowers. We could put that one up there. And these I just cut out using my tiny little scissors while I was watching TV. It was very quick. All right, so we've got these little flowers we're going to put just kind of around the boots, like you just came in from your adorable little potting shed that we all wish we had. There we go. And then there I've got a little bit of foam tape on the back of these. I could put this one right there. This one right there. A little bit more foam tape on the back of these. Put this right up here with that clock. And then we've got our adorable little kitty that's chipboard. He's going to go right here. So cute. He's going to take center stage just like that. So you guys, these work just as well for card making. Okay, so I wanted to give you that option as well. Okay, so I'm going to get organized here. So you guys, we've got a fantastic money saver on this collection. I'm going to put my page back as I tell you. And it's right over there on the right-hand side of the screen. Definitely check that out. All the other items, the inks, the ribbons, the glue, everything are all listed down below this video. And hey, if you're watching us on YouTube, we have not forgot about you. Just take a look below the video and you will see a link that'll take you to this Paper Wishes webisode page. And while you're there, a thumbs up is really appreciated. It helps people find our channel. And hey, subscribe. We do 4 to 5 videos a week and we wouldn't want you to miss a thing. Thanks so much for joining me today, you guys, and we'll see you next time.